What exactly are ascension symptoms and why are we having them? I have a message that I have channeled from the Arcturians, who I've been working with and channeling for the last 3 months or so. Before that, I've been channeling the Wisdom Keepers, and then Arcturians showed up and wanted to give some messages too. So here is a message that I received from them in this episode about ascension and what is going on with our physical body. Welcome back. My name is Angie, and I'm your soul alignment mentor, bringing you intuitive messages from Spirit to help you align with your most authentic and highest self. So, I have been receiving messages from another dimension of beings, the Arcturians. I have a hard time saying that. And the Arcturians are the way they have presented themselves to me in my third eye and my ability to kind of determine how they appear the way that we would describe them. They are they appear to be blue beings to me. And their vibration is at a different frequency than humans, of course, because they're in a different dimension. But their energetic body, which we could say body, is more fluid and less dense. Now, as I was working and channeling messages from the Arcturians the other day, they were giving me many, many messages about ascension and what humans are going through and what to expect as humans as we continue to ascend. And the way that they have been explaining this to me is that we are working out the lower dimensional karmic energies from the 3D. And if you've seen my other videos where I've explained the different dimensions and how they've helped me to understand the dimensions, there are dimensions that are supporting each other. So the 3D, 4D, and 5D are currently working very strongly together and bonding the energies together to help humanity ascend. Now, you could also look at it as 4D, 5D, and 6D are assisting each other. So the universe works in this, from what they have showed me, in the strand of three. So each dimension is helping the other. Now, the way that they have explained to me that this is going to continue to look for humanity and the way that we can compare them to us is through the physical understanding that we have here on earth. Because we are humans, we think in physical form. We think in a solid, basically. But the rest of the universe isn't necessarily solid. The rest of the universe is more fluid and vibrational and energetic. It's not made up of density like we have experienced here on the 3D Earth. Now, as humanity is continuing to shift, we are more in contact with the 4D at this point, and that's why it's a little uncomfortable for us as we're shifting from 3D to 4D and then eventually to 5D. And one of the messages that the Arcturians brought through to me the other day was about our physical body and ascension symptoms and what we're going through in order to expand into a higher consciousness and raise our vibration to meet with and align with the 5D energy. And here's a message. I'm going to read it directly from what I channeled and wrote down when they gave this message to me. So I'm going to read this to you. They said, as the human consciousness rises, the physical body becomes less dense, shifting into a more crystalline, light-based form. The more you shift in vibration, the more the physical elements of your being fade away, as they do not belong in the higher frequencies. The reason you perceive this physical world as reality is due to the way your brain functions, limiting you to see only the physical. But in truth, we are not physical beings. We are energy and vibration ever expanding. While we can take on forms, these are not our true state. as taking on physical appearance requires lowering our vibration. So basically, what they're saying is they are already at this state. They are already very much more like a crystalline body, more fluid. This is why they can travel through the dimensions that they are capable of being in that crystalline body. But they're also saying that their crystalline body, the form in which they are, is not who they really are either. Because everything in the universe is made of source energy, God. Everything is made of the same energy, and everything in its original form is vibration and energy. And that vibration and energy in which who we are then manifests itself into a physical form so we can experience different dimensions in that form. So what they're saying here is as we continue to shift into a higher consciousness, our DNA, our body is releasing the karmic energies of trauma, of lower vibration emotions, of the things that we've taken on through many lifetimes, and allowing our body to also change. And this is why people are having ascension symptoms. Now, depending on where you are on your spiritual awakening journey and how far you've kind of been in it, or how long or how much work you've done, might determine how many symptoms you're having at a current time. I have noticed that my symptoms have shifted and changed over the years as I've been working through a lot of my karmic energies, releasing them, healing. And each time there's another upgrade, I guess you could say, with humanity, it doesn't impact me as much as it did in the beginning. I remember in the beginning phases of my ascension and awakening, I had pain in my body all the time. My ears hurt so terribly bad. I remember going to the doctor over and over and over for almost 3 months one summer and asking, there is something wrong with my ears. They hurt. It's like I have an ear infection, and they could not find anything wrong with it. What my spirit team ended up telling me was, this is not your physical body. This is your energetic body shifting and changing so that you can better hear us. And so the frequency in which you hear is shifting and changing, and that's why your physical body is feeling the shift. Now, this is also happening in all the other areas within our physical realm. And this is going to be why you might suddenly stop eating a certain food, or you might start eating something that you hadn't, or you might stop engaging in a certain behavior that you notice lowers your vibration because you feel differently when you're engaging in it. And that's why, as we continue to ascend into a higher consciousness, eventually our body is also going to be shifting with us into that higher consciousness, and our body will become less and less dense as we move into 5D energy. One of the things they have shared with me is up until this point in humanity, humans have not been able to shift into 5D consciousness while they're still human. We have had to leave our body as a spirit to move into 5D consciousness and energy. And now our body is able to handle it. And so that's why we're going through this shift. That's why we're actually in the 4D energy right now, to help us to prepare for the 5D energy. Now, our thinking and consciousness and our messages and the things that we're getting in our spiritual connection might be in the 5D. We might already consciously be connected to the 5D, but we're not fully integrated into that 5D yet, because it has more to do with all of our being shifting, and the consciousness, the physicalness, everything about us changing to vibrate at that frequency. And so to vibrate at that frequency means that we have to be aligned with it in all ways. So that is why many of us might have ascension symptoms or things going on in our physical body in order for us to rise in our frequency and align with the awakening that is already going on in our consciousness and our brain and our mind. And the more that consciousness changes, the more our ego releases to allow our true self to come through, which is our spirit, which is pure vibration and energy. And so basically we're aligning physical with energetical energy, so that we can be more and more connected with that realm in which we are shifting into. And I'm feeling a message coming through right now from them. So let me go ahead and channel this for you. I am going to I usually do trans channeling, but I'm going to attempt to channel this while I stay with my eyes open here. Let me see what they're wanting to say. Yes, the consciousness and reality of the human race is shifting in a dramatic and quick way currently. You will begin to see this shift taking place on a higher level and a faster frequency as we move into the next dimensional phase. As we shift into the next frequency, you will feel the shift less and less because it's not going to require as much density. Now, we want to prepare you that your timing is much different than what our timing is. And you may not fully comprehend what we are saying when we talk about time. Time is irrelevant to us, and we are not able to fully comprehend your way of time, but we can understand the way that ours works. And so we will speak to you in a way to help understand what is happening in a timeline. Now, your frequency will take time to shift, and that is why you have been awakening for many, many years. Those of you that are just now coming into this awakening will feel the ascension symptoms much deeper and stronger because of how quickly it's going to be shifting in the next upcoming years and centuries. When you understand that when you shift into a higher consciousness and reality, your physical form also shifts. You let go of some of the density that you've held on into your body. Now, those of you who have been on this awakening journey much longer, you may not notice the shifts as frequently and often because they are very subtle. However, you will have things in your evidential world and physical world you will notice that are changing. And we want to encourage you to let these things go without holding on to them. Many of the things that will change and shift are things that you cannot bring with you and do not belong in the 5D energy. They are not needed there. Some of the things that you work on in the 4D and 3D energy are not a part of 4D because you do not need them in the 5D. The only reason you need them is because they provide the contrast within the 3D and 4D energy for you to prepare for the 5D. You will not need as much density and darkness and trauma and karma in the 5D energy because you will be creating more energetic barriers and that kind of frequency to work with, which will be less dense in the form of challenge and darkness. And so we want to encourage you that as we continue to assist you in humanity in this ascension, to let go of things that cannot serve your highest good. And you will know what those are based on the energy and frequency you feel when you engage in them. That is why we want to encourage you to spend time understanding your frequency and energy and why it is important to become more still in your human life to be able to feel these shifts happening. Now, as you integrate these new channels into your body and these new frequencies, we want to assure you that we are watching and assisting and that it will end up being exactly what it is meant to be. Humans have a tendency to turn to fear instead of trusting the process. And things will continue to shift as long as humanity is continuing to awaken. And we are proud of humanity. We are excited for humanity, and we are assisting humanity in the best way that we possibly can. And we want to also remind you that all loving beings are here and supportive, and we are happy to help with all of the ascension. So if you would like support and help, all of you, any of you, can ask for the support and we will assist you. It is not based on one person or one person's energy. All beings on the planet are capable of having contact with other channels of beings to support them. So we encourage you to look towards your own light, towards your own support system, and allow yourself to receive the messages for yourself as well as hearing from us through other channels such as this. We love you, we encourage you, we assist you, and we look forward to having time with you again. Okay, so I want to encourage you, if you would like to join me, I do a live channeling much like that one every month, the first Tuesday of every month at 4:30 Central Time. It's a membership for only $25. So I want to encourage you to drop into the description below. There is a link there for you to join that membership. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, or even if you're coming to those live channelings, send me a question that I can channel and share with you. But I hope this was a little bit helpful for you to understand, if you're going through ascension symptoms, what the ascension symptoms are about. And eventually, when we do reach the point where we're in 5D, we're going to have crystal-like bodies. And it's going to be marvelous. It's going to be way different than what we're experiencing here. And I do know that in the timeline they have kind of shared with me, we will see the evidence of more and more of the 5D frequency here on Earth within the next 25 years, but it is going to be rapidly changing up until that point, and we're going to start seeing things change way before that. The actual integration will probably start taking place in about 25 years. So today is October 18th, 2024, and if we look in 25 years, if this video is still cycling, YouTube, the internet, then we can see how that played out. But this is the messages that I have been receiving at this time, and I will continue to bring messages when I feel led to do that. So I wish you all the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. I send you all the universal love. Namaste.